Welcome back to day 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas Cards 2014. I'm Justine and we're going to be making this card tutorial, and it's going to be a shaker card today. Let's get started on our card that is inspired by Sherry Moss from the online card class Holiday Card Workshop 2014. Alright, so I took a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 glacier cardstock from Close to My Heart, and I put my rectangular die from My Favorite Things in this very center of it. I'm going to place some washi tape on the frame when I have it centered so that I can send it through my die cutting machine. Alright, so now that I have it cut out, I'm just going to put this piece off to the side, and I have my frame cut out onto my card base, or my card front, I should say. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of white daisy cardstock. I'm going to cut off about 2.5 inches or so, and I'm going to create the width to be 4 1/4 inches. These are going to be our snow drifts on the front of the card. Alright, so I have these two pieces here that I created, and I'm going to take a stamp set called Joy to the Woods from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to be using the Merry Christmas stamp sentiment from it. I'm going to ink this up using Memento black ink. And I'm going to stamp that onto the bottom part of one of these panels that I created in the center and just about 1/4 inch from the bottom. Okay, now that I'm finished this, I'm going to take this die from Lawn Fawn and I'm going to send it through the die cutting machine, and it's going to create a snow bank, so to say. I just got to detach it from this other die here because it's a brand new set. Alright, so I did turn the die kind of upside down so I didn't get this stitch mark, but that's okay. I kind of like the way it looks. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that very same die, and instead of putting it the way that it was before, I'm just going to turn it upside down and then cut it that way. It's going to be about the same height as the other card. I'm not going to bother stamping a sentiment on it though, and we're going to save this card panel for later. Alright, next I'm just going to take a piece of scrap white daisy cardstock, the same white as we used for the card panel, and I'm going to stamp a whole bunch of the stamps from this set on here to start coloring using my Copic markers. I ended up outering the beaver stamp that I used in my last video just because I think he's super adorable, and I did want to change the card from the card that I was inspired by in order to make it my own. So I'm taking the Memento ink again because it's going to work well with my Copic markers and it's Copic friendly. I'm going to ink those up so that it's got even coverage, and then I'm going to push down, applying even pressure onto my card, and then we're going to get started coloring. I'm just going to set some background music on so you don't have to watch me color in slow motion, and it's going to go a little bit quicker than it actually would normally go. Alright, so I'm attaching my 2 pieces of snowdrift that I cut out earlier and that we cut out earlier in the video, and I'm going to attach those to my card front. Now it's essentially just putting the card all together. Kind of all the pieces are done now, except for creating the actual shaker card part, which is a lot of fun. So I'm just going to stick this on here, and as you can see it has sort of the stitch border on the top, which I really like, but it doesn't have it on the bottom, and I think I really like the way that that looks. Alright, so I'm just going to arrange my card and put all the pieces sort of together to arrange the scene. Alright, so I'm just going to finalize this here by adding the beaver and kind of finish setting the scene. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece, I'm going to take the second tree that we colored. I'm actually going to add this to my card. I think Sherry Moss kind of had it right with the balance of the 2 trees. I do want to make it a little bit more than my own, which I mean I did use other elements to the card for sure, but I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I wasn't copying, but I do think she had it right with that second tree. I'm going to take this plastic sort of paper that I bought from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to create my shaker card, so the part that it's protected, and you can use anything really that's lying around. Any sort of plastic wrap or hard plastic that you get in packaging or anything like that would work as well. I really like this because it comes with tissue paper attached to it and it gets and stay protected. I'm going to make my card front. I'm going to cut it 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then I'm going to score it at 5 1/2 inches. We're going to give that a nice fold there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glacier paper from Close to My Heart, which is actually really great because it matches the exact card base, but it's got a pattern to it, and all the colors from Close to My Heart has that, which I really like about that. I'm going to glue this to my card front or my card base right onto the front in the center. And this is going to be where my card's going to layer over, just to give it a little extra something in the background. I was thinking of creating like a night sky or something like that in the theme, but I think I'll try that a little bit later. I'm just going to take some Tombow Mono glue and I'm going to go around the shaker part of the card and I'm going to lay my plastic down. This glue I find works really well and it sticks with no problem, even though it's a liquid glue and I never thought it would actually work. So I'm going to place that there just to kind of see if it all fits. Okay, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go along with my 3D tape. I ended up running out of 3D tape in the end, so I ended up having to kind of change up my plan. So I simply just went along as far as I could go with the 3D tape, and then I ended up using little pop dots to complete it, and I ended up using bigger embellishments inside the shaker card so that they wouldn't fall out and I wouldn't have to use as many pop dots. Okay, so I finished putting all my 3D tape on here. It's all ready to go. As I said, I'm using bigger embellishments and no glitter like I planned so that I could actually have a little bit of playroom until I get some shaker card adhesive in the mail or I get some more 3D tape. Alright, so I'm going to stick that onto my card base. Unfortunately, I had to take that off. Hello blooper, major fail. Forgot to put my shaker card shaker stuff in it. I do that every time I make a shaker card. I have no idea what's wrong with me. So anyway, I took these embellishments from Science the Stamp. They're really cute, sort of iridescent snowflakes. I'm just going to sprinkle a few in my card. And then I'm just going to apply my actual card front on it. I didn't put a lot in there. I didn't want to make it just too much. So I stuck that on and there is my shaker card. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much for watching day 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas. I apologize for the 1-day delay. My video kept failing in the upload and it just wasn't able to upload properly. So thanks so much for your patience. Just remember to go back to day 2, day 7, and check out day 12 for giveaways, and they'll be announced at the end of the series. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. Please click that thumbs up and subscribe button. It really helps me out. Alright, have an awesome day.